The next company is WebQuarters, and when you hear WebQuarters, I think we're all thinking the same thing. Superhero movie. New York City is in danger, and it's not just a job for one superhero, but many. Peter Parker is going deep into the Spider-Verse to get all the web slingers to join forces to fight the villains. But where will all the Spider-Men sleep at night? This summer, it's all action in the first hotel for crime fighters, WebQuarters. Yeah. Please welcome one of the superheroes, Alan O'Neill.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alan O'Neill. I'm the founder and CEO of WebQuarters Group. We're a business that's been operating in the IFS ecosystem for 20 years. 180 employees worldwide, based in Asia, Europe, and now North America. And it's our privilege to be with you today. I'm delighted to introduce you to Mr. Monther. Mr. Monther is the CEO of Rabie Food Co. He is also the chairman of the Arab Beverage Association. And he's, for the last 40 years, built the largest beverage company in Saudi Arabia, who also were the first company to purchase IFS back in 2001. We are here to share our story today of WebQuarters, IFS, and Rabie working together collaboratively for the last 2 years. Mr. Monther.
Thank you very much, Mr. Allen, for the first of the introduction as well as the invitation. I'm honored to be here today. It's a pleasure to me to be among the IFS family to share our experience with you guys today.
Okay. Mr. Monther, you have a distinguished career. You have a business that today is a household name within the region of GCC and especially Saudi Arabia. You have a business that's generating 1 million liters of juice a day and selling 1 million liters of juice, which is quite incredible. And you started your journey with IFS in 2001. I appreciate that journey has had its ups and downs. And may I just share with the audience some of those ups and downs, and we talk about more of the positive outcomes. In 2001, Rabie purchased the version 2001 of IFS. It was an arm's length implementation, and by that I mean the implementation was implemented, but quite frankly, the design, the support, the delivery did not truly fit the Rabie business, and it's fair to say that Rabie didn't get the most out of their system. They went through many years of upgrades, but they were technical upgrades. They weren't opportunities to re-implement. They were upgrades that actually duplicated the same inefficiencies. Around about 2016, Rabie made one final push to improve their IFS system, and they implemented version 8. It again was a like-for-like technical implementation, which, of course, duplicates the issues. In 2017, Mr. Monther and the board had had enough, and they had decided that a big blue German software vendor was probably more appropriate for the Rabie business. We were engaged to talk about how we could help them migrate from IFS to that company that we won't mention. And we were not happy about that decision. And I asked Mr. Monther, would you please give us several months to convince you, your board, and more importantly, the stakeholders within the business of Rabie, that actually this is not a problem with the software. IFS is the best software, has the happiest customers worldwide. This is a problem with the way it was implemented. Would you give us the opportunity, Mr. Monther, to prove to you and the team that this is something we could turn around for you, Mr. Monther?
Yes, it's been quite a journey, honestly. I mean, especially you'll be the first to implement such a software in Saudi Arabia, 2001. Rabie always, it's like to be a pioneer in going with partners on issues. We have partnered with one of the most advanced food packaging company called Tetra Pak. We produce 1.5 billion packs a year. Partner with all our customers. We would like to share their partner. We would like to be upfront on everything, the new development. It's been quite a journey, to be honest, with IFS. It has its ups and downs. But we have seen something on that software that it can deliver what we are looking for. Well, in that journey, the ups and downs, finally, in 2017, I met Alan, and I really appreciate that the meeting from day one, it went very well, I believe. And we clicked together that, well, we need to put IFS 10 into practice. And we waited until they launched the IFS 10. We put it, and as we speak now, IFS 10 is live in the company right now.
Thank you, Mr. Monther. This has been a real team effort. The WebQuarters team, 180 superheroes around the world, especially the team from Sri Lanka. We had 29 people on site and offshore taking care of this implementation. First, we did the PULSE, which was a baseline and benchmark of where Alharthi were and where they needed to be. And we quantified all of their core processes and worked out how we could make a very improved, optimized journey for Alharthi. And we achieved that. But we couldn't have done it without the help of Darren Roos, who once he found out that there was a big blue ERP company in the verge of replacing IFS, Mr. Roos actually wrote to Mr. Monther and gave his full support. And this is not long after Darren actually joined IFS, which I was very, very grateful for. But the turning point for this was when Mr. Stephen Keys flew from Singapore and spent time with Mr. Nissa, Mr. Monther, Mr. Asela Mazuma in Dubai. And we talked about the journey ahead and how we could guarantee Mr. Monther and Alharthi that between IFS, WebQuarters, and Alharthi teams, we would create a successful journey. And we did. And yes, Mr. Monther is absolutely right. We have sunsetted all of the old disparate applications. We have now got one wonderfully optimized solution that integrates with van sales and Tetra Pak and all banking solutions. And we went live. Was it without issues? No, we had challenges. We had challenges. But we tackled them together as one team, one Project Falcon team. We call the Project Falcon. It was a tremendous success. And we went from 2017 from a very disgruntled, dissatisfied customer. We conducted a pulse. We turned this around. And we now have Mr. Monther, who is proudly IFS and proud to share his story. However, we have one final slide, which I'd like Mr. Monther to take you through. For all of those out there, just imagine within the next couple of months, your government telling you that they're going to add 50% tax to everything you sell. They're going to put that 50% tax onto all of your revenues and all of your sales. How would that impact your business? Well, for those of you who may not know, in the Saudi region, come December 1, sugar tax of 50% will be added to companies like Alharthi across the region. And the requirement to optimize people, process, and technology is not a nice to, it's a critical need to. And Mr. Monther, could you just tell us how that will impact you and why the digital transformation and why your journey with IFS is so important, sir?
Absolutely. First of all, let me refer you back to Professor Allen's discussion yesterday about the many chefs on the kitchen. Exactly that what we have is you have too many chefs. One is running the industry, one running the supply chain, one running the finance, one running the sales. All of them, they have to talk to each other. They have to have the same platform that make what to deliver the end result is a successful result. And such a taxation, when it come apply on your companies, which means you have to go and try to find every saving, and you have to be a very efficient company. You have to look at every corner. If the information is not correct that you receive, if the information a bit late, it's not like 3 days late, if it's not on time, that you can take the decisions and you can move forward on that, that's going to be impacting you. Yes, we're going to be hit by a taxation 50%, which is, definitely it will have a big impact on the company performance, but we are willing to take that challenge with IFS systems that we just implemented. I'm sure that all the departments, they can talk with each other. We can have the information right on time, that we can take decisions and we can implement all our strategical development there.
Thank you, Mr. Monther.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been our privilege to present to you today. If anyone is thinking of upgrading, whether that's a technical or a re-implementation, WebQuarters would love to talk to you. We have a very, very extensive team around the world, and we can help. Thank you very much for listening to us, and enjoy the rest of WOCO.
If you just give me the last, you really deserve a big hand for WebQuarters. Thank you, Alan.